All right, all right. Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely morning in which the Most High Ahia has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I had to come this early morning because of what the Spirit of the Most High has put on my heart. Um, I'm going to title this message, Judith is there 95%. No, not 95, 90%. 90%. Judith is there 90%. Hello in the live chat. It's good to see you. Okay. I'm going to wait a minute and see if we have others. They might take a minute to join us, but my heart is heavy. And you know what I was saying to the Father? I said, Father, how is it your way is so beautiful to me? Your way is so beautiful, but yet there is sorrow. Why is that? I haven't received the answer to that yet. Because I see the Most High's will and his ways to be so beautiful. Let me tell you what makes it so beautiful, because it is orchestrated one way to go another way, but it's lining up both ways. It's almost like it's awesome. It's almost like you can see it where it started, but the beauty is the way it traveled and the way it's going to end. You know, it's like it's just I'm a person that deals with sports and art. Okay, so when I see this, I'm like seeing the way he does things and how beautiful he sets it up. Let me set an example now that he's putting it on my heart. This is why Sister Deborah says it's so beautiful, because I was taking my daughter to college. She was 15 years old, and she was going to Georgia Southern University. She wanted to be a neurologist. And I was taking her and my husband, we was taking her to college. We had everything ready for her and had prepared, you know how you go to the college and you help them with their room and, so on and so on. On my way back, halfway back home, all of a sudden, with the quicken, very quicken, a whole transaction was put in me from the beginning of it to the end of what he was trying to tell me, but it was so quick. It was just look at what I'm about to do. That's just how fast it was, and I was able to tell exactly what was going on in the vision just that quick. That's how quick it came, and that's how quick it left. But yet it was still left in me to be able to tell it. Isn't that deep? And as my husband was sitting on the left side, I was driving, and I began to tell him the vision that came to me at a quicken. This is what I'm talking about. How Yah can do something on one end and quicken it to end right when you see it at the beginning. Then you see the end. It's just the way he orchestrate everything. The way he orchestrate everything. Now, this message is about the tribe of Judah. They are at 90%. And this is why I'm saying it's beautiful, but yet there's sorrow. And I believe it's not something of myself. I believe it is where a higher want me to be. He want me to see both sides. Why? Because he still has given me and birthed in me the spirit of endurance. He said, even though I'm going to give you this and you're going to embrace it as beautiful, you're going to have sorrow in it too, because I and who I am, a higher, I am, okay, is in this. You see, all the way. I am Deborah, the beginning. I am the end. See me in it all. So I'm going to put in you a spirit of endurance so you can endure the beauty of my will and the pain of the suffering. You see what I'm saying? So I see him. Woo! It's almost like you wonder what is in you. What is it he see in you that he allow you to see his will and his way and everything in between? I love the idea that he did put in me the spirit of endurance, because I told you all for the last 2 years, if he did not implant that in my spirit, I, Sister Deborah, will be in a mental hospital. Let me tell you why. Because of what I've seen, what I've heard, what I experienced. You see, I'll be up in somebody's mental hospital. You see, so everything that I'm seeing and I'm hearing, don't forget now, Sister Deborah been in this since she was 4 years old, probably before then, but 4 years old. So I'm experiencing these things, even here it is today. I'm 60. And I'm experiencing these things in a way that I'm like, okay, so is this why I had a hedge around me all these years? You know, and I'm like, wow, because that hedge came off of me at 58. It came from around me in the way that I can see everything in a different way. Okay. And I like that because even he knew that I didn't have no sense, that he had to put a hedge around me to uphold what he has birthed in me. And I praise him, I honor him, and I glorify him. But throughout my life, I was wondering, I said, why hasn't nobody bothered me? Why is it that things don't happen and haven't happened no matter what to me? Why is it people don't come my way, tamper with me, bother with me? And I was even in elementary. All they knew is if something is on her, and this is what they said. They said, she's mean. She's mean and she's tough. I look at it, 60 years old now, looking back at it, guess what it was to me? Non-tolerant. I looked at my oldest sister Sunday. I dropped my nephew, he's just turned 8, a card and a token for his 8th birthday, because they had invited me to his birthday party at this place and I didn't go. But I made sure after I left the store, I was going to drop him a little token. And I had to tell her, she was looking at me like, you know, she got her eyes turned green, yellow, brown, and gray. And them big old eyes be like this. This is my oldest sister. She be, so when I speak, I notice how she looks. It's like they are so afraid, you guys, of what I'm going to say. So all these years, I thought that they were just doing a heavy hate toward me. But when I turned 58, y'all told me, Deborah, let me tell you, baby, I had a hedge around you. I said, Father, you mean all those years? That's what it was. See, it was wondering, because when I moved to Atlanta, here I was, my husband and the 6 children, my oldest sister, my second oldest sister, she was like, only one can do that is you. Take them babies with a blink of an eye from one state to another. She said, shared with me. She said, you know what? I want to say something to you. She said, Booby, she said, every time you speak, you scare me. Every time you speak, you scare me. And she said, and most of the times when you say something, I got to face somebody that same day or the next day that's going to bring to me what you have said to me. So I stayed away from you. Wow. I felt good because I felt, well, okay, that justified, that clarified, that identified some things throughout my life, but I'm telling you all, with me, I said came from Atlanta, I flew to Missouri to a reunion. And when I walked through the door, the first thing they said, here come that mean woman. And I looked, first thing I told that girl that was at the table, you don't know me. And I didn't even know who she was. Isn't that sad? What I learned when I was at the reunion, they would say, oh, I had a crush on you. Oh, I had a crush on you. Oh, no, I had a crush on Deborah. But Deborah was so mean. And I'm like, wow. And the person that I am is the opposite of what they say. But if a higher had a hedge around me, that's what they were seeing. And they were calling it mean. Non-tolerant. So I'm standing here at my sister's Sunday, and I was telling her that she was telling me about my daughter who's graduating and my son coming from Texas to go to my daughter's graduation, which I knew of that, but are you going to have something for her and so on? So I told her, I don't have anything left for my children because I done told them, they come Mother's Day, don't come giving me nothing. I don't want nothing from you all. I've been a mother for many years, but I tell you what, the buck stopped here. Don't come giving me a gift that pleases you if you can't have respect and honor for not just who I am, but what I have been to you all your life. You see? No. Because the last meeting I had with my children was 2 years ago. I told them, you can disrespect me as a mother, as a sister. Okay? But one thing you're going to fall in the hole for. Touch not my anointing and mean them no harm. So if you buckle up on me, you better make sure it's what you feel as a mother. As a mother, you buckle. But you buckle up on me when it come down to spirit and truth. As a prophetess, you in trouble. You in trouble. So times go on and I see that, okay, if I'm going to be anything to you, first thing you're going to understand is respect and honor. If you can't, don't deal with me and I won't deal with you. And let me go back to the class reunion. So within hearing several people said, Deborah, you were so mean. And the guys were saying, I always had a crush on her. Oh, no, but I had a crush on her. But she was so mean. So I'm like saying, when I left to get on the plane to go back to Atlanta, after I went to the class reunion, the Spirit of the Most High came and gave me the most beautiful comfort. Oh, it was so beautiful. It was beautiful. He said, again, they should have that reunion. But this time, you ask questions. Because when you ask those questions, it's going to show you they can't answer it. And you know what he put on my heart? He said, ask them, when was I mean to you? And what did I do to you that caused you to see me to be mean? He said, they won't be able to answer it. He said, you asked one of them, they couldn't even answer it. Then he turned to his wife and he said she was mean. His wife asked him, well, what was she mean? And why would you say she was mean? He couldn't even tell her. And I was sitting at their table. So he was just telling me, because he knew I was on that plane confused. Why was I mean? What is it about me? And as I look back over my life. I see the hedge and how beautiful it shielded me. It wasn't important that they put me here and they put me here and they put me here. It was important where y'all had me. He had hemmed me up in his bosom. And I look back over it and I said, oh, Father, y'all. You know, that's why I can say today about this topic I'm going to get ready to speak about. When you learn who the Ruach HaKodesh that rests therein is, you give him all glory and honor for being such an excellent teacher, a perfect revealer, a comforter. You give him that because he has given it unto you. You know, you give him that glory and that honor for being all that he was, all that he is. And because you giving him what he was and he is, he gonna seal you to understand what is to come. That's how beautiful he is. That's when I say how it's beautiful, his will, but his sorrow still yet rests therein. You know, and I thank him for that, because the topic I'm getting ready to cover, I always say finna. It goes back a long ways, y'all. The topic in which I'm about to speak on is going to cover some really good information, and it's going to go to the wind. It doesn't matter who agree, who will disagree, or who get it, who don't. It's going out to the wind, and what the wind represent, I got you. I got you. Thank you. You've spoken it out, and I caught it. Let me dish it out in the direction in which it shall go. You see, it's not important that we that are the speakers and the voice of Yah meditate and focus on what to say to people that will make them feel good. Okay? No, it ain't about that. People still have not learned spirit and truth, and they not going to. That's something I have to endure. I have to accept that it is not my Father's will that people understand spirit and truth. Because see, he saw this thing from before the foundation of the world. He knows the end game of it. And that's another thing I love about him, because the things that he shared with me, I asked him, I said, but Father, what must I do with this? You know, what must I do with this? Because I look at the tribe of Judah the way Ahiah sees them. Okay, I don't look at the tribe of Judah the way I see them in the flesh. I look at the tribe of Judah from the realm of the spirit. Okay, so I thank the Most High, because I don't have to be looking at Judah at all. Even though it is my thought that I am a part of the tribe of Judah, but whether I am or I am not, I am a part of the Most High, Ahiah in spirit and in truth. So mine is not sealed based on the nation in which I am born, but based on in the spirit in which I rest therein. The Ahiah through Yeshua HaMashiach. So it's, to me, people can talk all day and all night until they are able to touch the rim of spirit and truth. With me, they are the lower of the lowest. And I'm telling you, they don't get it. Let me tell you what's happening. Last night and this morning, I came up on a couple of things, but one thing I was sitting here preparing to come live, and on my cell phone, it popped up within a second before I went live and said mental health. Mental health. When I see that, I said, wait a minute now, Father, Yah, who is knowing what you are about to have me speak? Why is my phone, the news section, pops up and said mental health? And that's a part of Judith. It is there 90%. One thing about me is I find the will of the Father to be beautiful It's because it's walking itself out. It's talking itself out. It's walking and it's talking itself out. Are the people getting it? Nope. They're not getting any of it. They're not getting any of it. So I say, myself, because he said, I'm bullheaded. He said, you always asking questions that you ain't going to find out of the mouth of man. So you know where you got to present that question to, or whom you have to present it to. So I have to go to the Father for everything I have to ask, because man can't even answer themselves, let alone a question that the prophetess has to ask, nor anyone else. Okay, so I'm sitting here saying, okay, Father, I'm going to wrap this thing because you done showed me that the tribe of Judah is going. They are in a state of mental illness, sickness. Now I ain't talking about. Now, see what people are thinking. They're thinking, okay, the mental illness, as far as the world mental illness. Their mental illness is way beyond that. People don't understand, whenever you profane, disrespect, dishonor the one that created the whole world, your butt gonna be on fire. That is the part that the tribe of Judah don't understand, nor do they want to understand. They want to understand that it's their way, and it's to what they say, and the order and the direction in which they say it shall go. We're in such a critical time, a midnight hour, and we got people trying to teach history. History. And I'm like, ain't nobody's history gonna redeem nobody. Ain't nobody's history gonna save them. Ain't nobody's history gonna deliver them. Ain't nobody's history gonna usher the Ruach HaKodesh in them. Nobody's history means nothing. So why are men and women out here caught up from the floor up teaching people about their history? Y'all say, Deborah, because it's such a late hour. You're in midnight. I said, but Father, what would make a tribe, the greatest tribe on the face of the earth, is too ignorant to see that they are the greatest, but the evil and wickedness one at the same time? What is that? That's going back to his beauty. They the greatest in being wicked and evil. And they thinking that's what made him choose them, because they all lack and some. You know what made him choose you? Because y'all always like to deal with the worst of the worst. That's why. Go to your word. He always come to get and deal with and claim he that's doing the worst of the worst, because he likes you to see him in what is it's evil or horrible. He wants you to see how he can step in and change that individual and make them walk in him. That's why he labeled us as stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient. Now, see what I'm telling you why I know Judah is gone 90%. Anytime everybody that exists in the Bible, not anyone has he said that they were stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient, but a people who still called everyone else wicked and evil outside of themselves. They gone. They gone. 90% of them. 90% of us are gone mentally. And when I say mentally, I'm not speaking of mentally just on the natural side. I'm speaking mentally on the spiritual side. Why you think you really didn't understand why the remnant is so small? That's why. Because he has orchestrated everything so we can see his footprints in how he orchestrated all the way up into today. And at the end, all the way to the end. He didn't gave it to us. He gave us the word. We are not in a situation where someone is keeping us from knowing spirit and truth. We are not in a situation where someone is teaching us from learning and knowing this and knowing that. But the ignorance of the people of the tribe of Judah, they are focusing on only the things that is connected to the flesh of man. You would think after all the suffering, it will bring them to an awakening. Y'all said, Deborah, did they awaken from Genesis to where you at? And that is such a good point. Did they awaken in all that time? They want to make it about where they at. But these people been like this, Deborah, for the longest. They always was like this. That's why when I brought them with my mighty right hand and my stretched out arm, I brought them out of Egypt all the way to the land in which I had prepared for them in the wilderness. I did that, Deborah. I had a place for them. I orchestrated this place to be this for them because I know what I wanted for them. The moment they got on that land, they begin to be who they are. He said, and that didn't just go there. It went on and on. Why people don't get how could the world be created in the first chapter of Genesis and ended in the 6th chapter? Judah don't get it. But yet they chasing the history. They just don't get it. They don't chase the history of righteous. They chase the history of unrighteous, which deals with the flesh. They think saying that they got receipts. Receipts is going to do what to someone? How can your receipt redeem an individual? Bring them to salvation. Save them. How could your receipt in your history give an individual the direction to the light, the spiritual light, the direction to the narrow gate? Not your worldly history. It's vain and it's vexation. It's worthless. You leading the people in the midnight hour into a darkness that stands right side by side midnight. That's what you're doing. And I'm overwhelmed with seeing this. And when I'm seeing it, I'm calling it beautiful because it's going according to my Father's word. Let me tell y'all, it's going identical toward his word. They are so far, tribe of Judah, gone. They're 90% gone. They're gone. But until they hit that 100, y'all gonna leave them right there until all be destroyed. All be destroyed. Where? Mentally. Mentally being destroyed means what? Do y'all understand that? No, you don't. Let me tell you why you don't. Judah is 90%. He got 10% left. That means he's being destroyed as we speak. We are being destroyed mentally as we speak. Once we get to that 100%, redeeming time. Throw your hands up. Hallelujah. It's time that's it. Can't go no further than that. Have you heard somebody say, how can you beat a man that's already down? How can a man get up when he's down too low? It's because it's surrender time. It's time for me to get that which I have claimed. And that's when y'all coming. But he got to let his word walk itself out. And it ain't coming in. It's just going to walk itself out. We are out of time and season, you guys. We're in that day. We're in what you call midnight. We're in the dark days. So therefore, we got to come out because we've been here already 40 years, 400 years. Now we got to come out of the judgment. Okay? We got to come out destroyed. Because let me tell you why. The beauty, when Sister Deborah says beautiful, it's beautiful because when you really are walking with the Most High, a higher in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, and you know who Yeshua is, you know who HaMashiach is, because a higher have revealed you to the both and brought you into unity in one in them. So now it's no more Yeshua, and it's no more HaMashiach, and it's no more Ahaya. They are one. And he has ushered you into one because he has suffered you to see it as a whole. And now you see well. Throughout my life, I've heard that. And every time I hear that, I feel good because I know it's something my Father is saying about me that only he could allow it to be good. When he said, you see well. And I would say, only way I see it is because of you. It ain't because I'm in my flesh. I see well because you have suffered me to see well. But what has happened with the tribe of Judah? Tribe of Judah is so far gone to where in their awakening, let me see how I can say this. In their awakening, someone blew their head off. In their awakening, they got their head blown off. That exactly. Oh, Father, where did I get that one from? In their awakening, they got their head blown off because they so far away from anything that's spirit and truth. And what is spirit and truth? That is what was, that which is, and that which shall be. It's all wrapped into one, giving you the fullness of the matter. You see? You don't have to run around here doing, Sister Deborah don't have to run around here. Watch this here. Say, for instance, if I go out here on the highways and byways, which I have in time past, I have, and I don't even take my Bible. I go out here and I speak to people. People would draw to me. They listen. You should see the eyes being so attentive, males and females, children. They listen. Now, what they do with it, it's not important. It's going out to the wind. When Sister Deborah speaks, it's out there. And where y'all landed is in his hands. You see? You just be the mouthpiece and let me land it where it needs to go. Or place it where it needs to be. Okay? So, you don't have to take a book and beat it in and out of an individual. Because that's not the spirit and truth. The spirit and truth is not this book, y'all. The spirit and truth is one. It is a higher revealing the truth of the matter of his will. That's it. The truth of the matter of his will, so that you may know that the journey in which he has you mission to is not a flesh and blood. Hallelujah. It is spirit and it is truth. That's something did you all know that everybody in the world, that's one thing they can do to you. They can take any arm off or a leg off or your head off. But spirit and truth, they'll never rob that from you. Because it is something Yah puts in you. Before the foundation, he set it up. He signed it for a time and season in which you can be able to come to the understanding of what it is. So that you may embrace it. You see? But people in this day and time, it's over. It's finished. If you think for 1 minute he's getting ready and he's going to send you somebody to help you, to give you more understanding, to give you wisdom and knowledge, how dare we ask so much from him and give him not even 1%? Because we don't have that honor, that respect, that praise for who he is, that honor at all. We don't. We so sick. We thinking he's like unto a man and a woman. You see, or he on my side. No, he on our side. No, he on what? He has no side in your wicked and evil. He has no side in your hatred. You're wicked and evil. I see people on here so eager in their spirits, and their flesh is taking them into dark places, and they're going to get caught out here with their pants down. They're going to get caught out here with their pants down. When their pants come down, guess what? They're not going to know how to pull them back up. Nor are they going to be able to run, because they're going to be falling because their pants have fallen down. And that means they're going to stumble. They're going to stumble over who they thought they were, who they feel they were, who they said they were. They're going to stumble. Because we must understand Yah is the beginning and the end. In everything he does, he has an end game. Whether you like it or not, Yah has an end game. He has nothing that he don't start, that he will not finish. Where we get bent up thinking he run on our side and he do it the way we said it, how we said it, and the way we said it, and we know he do it the way we said it, because we precept, we line, we little here, we read all the lost books. We got a King James 16:11, we got a King James version. Oh no, furthermore, we know Torah from front to back to front. Oh, I learned Greek and I learned Hebrew. Y'all has to rumble our way or there's no way. But let me tell you something, baby. It's over. It's finished. He's not going to change you from the way you have been taught and the way that you have taught others. He's not going to deliver you. So you can continue to run your race, because that's what race you're running, your own. His race has an end game. And until one fully understands the end game, he is not who he think he is in Yah. Because the end game has an endurance that Yah connects to you. To learn the end game, endure it. Why? Because it is his end game to the beginning of the game. Let me show you how the fear of the Most High Yah is a gift from him. He said, now you go to Genesis, Deborah. Do you recognize how I created everything and it was good? I created Deborah and it was good. I created it, Deborah, and it was good. What happened 6 chapters later? Every imagination in their thoughts was wicked and evil. Continuously. What happened, Deborah? I said, okay, I got you. I knew where he was going. He said, now, while you're on there teaching them people the end game, tell them get a grip. That end game was like a blink of an eye to me. That's deep. That end game was like a blink of an eye. Did he play? No, he took every last one of them out, including every beast and every living creature and the earth. Drowned it. Was not that an end game to the beginning game? Yes, it was. But what happened in the beginning? My Father in the heavens had orchestrated and created everything so perfectly, so righteous, so good, so excellent, so perfect. What happened? I'm like, Father, yeah, wait a minute now. Wait a minute, you cut it out in 6 months. What kind of stuff is that? Not 6 months, 6 chapters. He said, go back. This is a part you can use to show. You play with me. These men going around here playing all these PlayStation games and all this. He said they can play that game and know it has an end to it, but they don't know who they messing with. They don't know who they messing with. I have an end game. And when we run our tails around here, letting these people choke us with all this mess of their emotions, their personal opinion, and their feelings, and they're caught up in their understanding, not understanding things in spirit and truth. That means they out of the realm of Yah. They into their realm, and they have successfully misled the multitude, which Yah called the great falling away. They participated in it. And if they didn't understand that, baby, they ain't gonna fall away from you and YouTube and Facebook, Patriot, Twitter. They ain't gonna fall away from y'all. They're gonna fall away from my will. And that is, you're doomed. See, see how ignorant people are? They thinking that, okay, the great falling away mean they gonna fall away out of the Christian church or out of the Catholic church or out of here or out of the, no, baby. Many have participated, even the Christians and the Catholics participated in the great falling away because it turned everybody to fall away from a higher. They fell away from him. When they fall is when they have 100% decided to go the way of a man, to believe what they say and not seek the face of Yah, because then that man become their idol. That's what YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all that is about. Idling. You're idling worshiping. People don't even get it. That's why in it they got likes and subscribers and praise when you praise it. It's because it's about praising and liking and subscribing to the flesh of man. Where is Yah in that? What do he get? Hey, Father, a higher. That's why I say in my live chat, y'all give the Most High all glory. Give him all praises. Sister Deborah ain't do none of it. Because mine is, mine won't tell you where mine's at. Mine's in the New Jerusalem. I want to see the New Jerusalem, the new heaven, all this other stuff. I could care less. I just want to be in the New Jerusalem. Kick everything else to the curb. So the name of this topic of this video is Judah is 90% gone. Here, they gone. What the Father was showing me, and I'm gonna tell you, he it might be a form of him disciplining me to make sure that I am getting it the right and the fullness. Because he put a lot of it on me this morning and I didn't even ask for it. I went on YouTube or Facebook or whatever looking for this, and he brought it to me. Deborah, they doing a lot of sorcery. They doing a lot of witchcraft and sorcery. And they calling it, they want you to think witchcraft is connected to women. No, nothing can be connected to women until it is connected to man. Well, why would you say that, Deborah? Because everything Yah had, he said he brought it and put it in him. So in him has to have the sick mind and the wicked ways, because he said he visited the iniquity of the children of the father on the children. So the father would have to have the sin within him before the children. Now, who are the children? Every male and female that comes out of a man. Not the birth carrier and the birth, the one that birthed it, but the one that holds the seed. Everything has to line up from his level, because that's where it comes from. So what they're doing today, they are practicing sorcery. A great deal of sorcery and witchcraft. A lot of wicked and evil among the tribe of Judah. I'm sitting here listening to him tell me, Deborah, are you getting this? And I'm like, yeah, I knew that they were practicing witchcraft and sorcery, but he wanted me to say to you all, to add into this message, oh, my little dog is crying. What? Okay, I'm on live. Could you do me a favor? Do me a favor. Let him in. I'm going to open up the door on the other side. Okay, could you hold, please? Please. Why is he crying? And you're going to get in trouble. You went into this stuff. He wasn't supposed to go in there. You're the one to get in trouble. Get up there. Okay, you guys. So he was telling me about witchcraft. Ooh, my chair is sliding back. He was telling me about witchcraft and sorcery and all this evil, demonic things that are going on. And what he's saying to me, let me tell you what he said. He said, Deborah, don't get too far without seeing what is driving the truck, loaded with people, loaded with spirits. And he's saying that a lot of it is witchcraft, Satanism, and sorcery. Everybody getting involved in it. And I'm like, he is so right. I'm sitting here thinking that's the least thing I need to be worried about, because this battle is spirit. But he wanted me to know this is what's taking the people in the direction that they're going in. They're using a lot of witchcraft and sorcery, okay? And a lot of Satanism act. And they putting it out. And they putting it forth by great numbers, especially in the midst of the tribe of Judah. Why? A lot of things that's actually taking place, the Father said, is it all has to do with what I said. Deborah, it's not what I'm saying. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, Father God. It's what I said. Now get that, you all. He's saying it's not what I am saying. It is what I have said. Because what I have said is where we are in that day regarding the midnight hour. Everybody is bringing in, and they thinking that if I can bring in new history, I can bring in this way and that way. Let's do it this, and the consciousness. They bringing in science. Oh, you all, they bringing in that science big time. They bringing in all this stuff that has to do with space and all these things that's going on. And guess what? I'm sitting here listening to the Father tell me they're using sorcery and witchcraft, and all of a sudden, I was fixing my coffee and sat down, and there it is, right before my face. I said, and then I'm switching channels, and guess what? Same thing. Same thing. I said, so this is what you're saying. This is what you're saying. And this is a part of Judah gone. You see the tribe of Judah. Now, he's wanting me to let you all know, we as a people, if you think for 1 minute you're going to ride that horse of somebody's bothering you, somebody's doing this, somebody doing this, they did this to me and they did this to me, y'all said you can hang that up. It's vain and it's vexation. It's worthless. You're not going to use anything anymore. You can't use slavery, he said. You can't use oppressed. You can't use captive anymore. He's all that is vain and vex. It's worthless. If you think you can bring that before me, it's over, y'all. So if you thinking you're going to run around here and gather with these people in the flesh and prepare the way for yourself, you go right ahead. You go right ahead. It is over. Judah has 90% of a gone mind. They gone up here. They got 10% left. They 90% gone. He showed it to me with a quicken yesterday and this morning. With a quicken. And I was like, whoo, that is deep. Where Judah is at is off the chain. They are not lining up with anything that has to do with the Creator. When I say they're not lining up in any righteousness, in any just, the tribe of Judah wants Yah to be all that and some for them, as they portray to serve and worship Satan 100 times 100. But yet they feel that while we sit over here and we worship Satan, you get it together and get us over on your side when it's time. That's what they're doing. And many is falling for it. You all, it is high time you understand. We are not walking in the day. We are walking in the night. And that night is called that day. That means that day is, when you hear that in scriptures, that means everything that you thought was and going to be, oh, it's going to be like this, they're going to do this, or he coming for us. Let me tell you something. They have lied to you. They have lied to you, and they have lied to you. The end game was no different than starting it, and it was good, starting it in Genesis chapter 1, and it was good, and it was good, and it was good. But less than 6 chapters down the road, I'm ending it all. Come on now. That's a hell of an end game. That's what I'm saying to you today. It's time to end it all. But the one thing I can say to you about ending it now, it's beautiful. Because when you think about how long this creator have turmoil and dealt with us, all these thousands of years, and we had never one time, not one time, got it right. We never got it right. The people won't see that, wait a minute, he never called Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He didn't call David that stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience, whoremonger. They wouldn't call that. But why is it? And who is our true father? That you say our forefather was stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience. See, they won't study that. They won't teach you all that because they want you to fall in the dark hour, because in them is darkness and they're teaching darkness. So when he revealed to me today the level of Satanism, witchcraft, and sorcery, it's going on amongst our nation. I'm like saying, well, Father, they gone. He said, I've been trying to tell you that. There's an end game to what they're doing. They thinking that since I've been dealing with them since Genesis and all the way through Revelation, only thing they can see the end game being, Deborah, is them going to the promised land. They so ignorant, Deborah. They ain't concerned about the New Jerusalem. All they so into is, I'm going to the promised land. And another thing he said they so ignorant to, the Babylon coming down. They look at Babylon coming down and I'm going to the promised land. He said outside of that, they don't see nothing, they don't hear nothing, they don't know nothing. So they continue to serve Satan on his side. So I said, that's why you really didn't expound on come out of her. When you was telling them to come out. Why didn't you cover that deeper? He said, because I knew they wouldn't come out, Deborah. I knew they wasn't going to come out. So I wasn't going to expound. I wasn't going to give very many messages information in scriptures so we can seek the Ruach HaKodesh to teach us, because I knew they would not come out. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Then they sit here and battle the small remnant. You don't need to battle that. You ain't part of it. They so ignorant, they don't see the 12% of the tribe of Judah is like 1%. They think, ooh, that's a big number. See, it wasn't hard for the heathens to add on to us, because we were sick here from before we got here. Tribe of Judah, you were sick here before you arrived in the United States of America. You were sick before then. Ezekiel chapter 36, break that thing down. And I like the way he was talking to Ezekiel. He said, son of man, stand down and hear my word. Let me tell you who they were. Son of man, I had them on the promised land floating with milk and honey. They wasn't lacking anything. Furthermore, man, the promised land was the richest land on the face of the earth. Son of man, hear me. Let me tell you who these people were, so you don't get bit that somebody else is doing something to you. They were like this before. See, he didn't share all this with Abraham. Furthermore, he locked into Abraham about his seed through a vision. And half dead. That's what Abraham was when he planted that message in him. Why? Because as a man, he wouldn't be able to handle that what is actually has taken place. This is the way his seed's going to go. Y'all didn't put that pressure on Abraham, nor on Isaac and Jacob. He didn't want to put that pressure on them to show them the evil side of his people. And that's what side the tribe of Judah is today. They really think. Now, don't get me wrong. I heard the Father says to an angel, I need you to go down and make sure you tell those other angels, don't touch that earth. Don't touch the sea and the grass. Don't touch the trees. Don't touch nothing until mine's is sealed in their forehead. Oops. Wait a minute. You better hurry up and get down there and tell him. That angel got down there, was able to, and this is in Revelation, to seal Yah's in their forehead. And the percentage of 144 is the low of the low in number and count of anything. And they run around here, 144. See, sick. They sick. They are gone. They never divided it and multiplied it and divided it into really the number of percentage. It's really consists of the small remnant. Very small. Very, very, very small. But their ignorance in their flesh would see 144 and think, oh, it's a lot of us going. Baby, please. There was an end game, because watch this end game. Now, if you didn't send the 4 angels on the 4 corners, you didn't sun them down to see to it these things happen to the earth. Hold up. You mean to tell me you had to send someone else back down, another angel, to warn the 4 angels to hold up, don't do nothing until you have sealed minds in their forehead? Wow. Why? Because he's going to seal them so that they won't get destroyed by what is before them. For regarding what the earth is about to do and what not now about to do, that is doing. You see? But he had to send another angels to tell the 4, don't touch that earth until you have sealed minds in their forehead. That's in Revelation. Yeah, we all up in Revelation. I haven't been back in Revelation, but I think I'm going back into 18, 19, and 20 to see. But I want to let you know, when he told that other angel to go down and tell the other 4 angels, don't they touch anything until they seal his, that's the end game, y'all. That's the end game. Don't you bother minds until you have sealed them. End game. It's over. I end that. I had them to seal what is mine. Bam. They sealed. End game. Next. Deuteronomy 28. End game. Sealed. Next. We have no respect for his power that was present from the beginning that created everything. We running around here thinking it's in our power and our authority because we gone, y'all. We gone. We gone here. We gone. So when you run around here seeing things taking place, let me set an example. This individual was talking about all the things that's taking place. That now, see, I'm gonna show you how I don't be on it, but this individual was talking about this today. She said that it first started where one of ours went on somewhere to a subway and shot 10 or something people. And then this other young man went into the store and he shot. And then this other guy just shot the children. All of this is a part of the something that's in space. This is what he's saying about witchcraft and Satanism, and they worshiping all kind of things. Let me tell you why it is what my father said that it is. It's because life and death is in the power of his hand. Before they was assigned in their mother's womb, they had an end date and an out. Hallelujah. What power that's taking place today that can orchestrate the will, his will, their way? What power on this earth can take life and sniff it as Yah never owned it? Tell me, when can Satan come up to a body and sniff the breath of life out of it as if he has the authority and the right? He can. the breath goes back to the most higher. So when we're running around here trying to orchestrate the things that's taking place, it's because they bothering us. They doing this and they doing this. Instead of seeing the spirit and truth of every matter, it's over. You ain't seen nothing because you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing because you ain't seeing nothing, nor have you seen nothing. You're blind. You're sitting in darkness and you're playing in the midst of it and having a good time. So you're going to be without light. You're not going to be able to walk in spirit and truth because spirit and truth don't want a part of your darkness. The light has no connection to darkness. So continue to walk in that darkness and please that darkness, especially the tribe of Judah men. So this individual, listen, let me tell you how this witch, she said that first it started with a black man went on a subway and shot some people. And then this other young man, he shot 10, he killed 10, but he shot more. And the other young boy, he just shot a lot of children, I think more than 20 or something like that. And what she's saying is, now listen to this, y'all. Let me get a little sniff of this here. Woo! Something about this is a part of the plan of the power in space. This is a part of the difference between we as people. See, when the black man went into the subway, this is her, he didn't kill not one. He wounded. Woo, Father, Yah. I'm sorry, Father, Yah. I am so sorry, Father, Yah, that they are messed up from the floor. And they're going to be messed up from the floor because they taking in all kind of sorcery and witchcraft. And they bringing this stuff in and trying to make it a part of spirit and truth. And the people who are out there riding the bike of darkness, it's riding it and calling it light. It's sad because when she said that, I say, okay, tribe of Judah shoot 10 on the subway, and it's okay. But this one shoot more than 10, but only 10 died. The other one shoot more than 20, but I think it's 20 something died. So what makes you think Judah is justified because his didn't die? Woo, boy, if you don't think that's witchcraft and sorcery, demonic, and they are worshiping it as a situation that the powers that be, which is in the galaxy, you should hear it. It is off the chain. Off the chain. And it's not just her. It's a lot of them saying stuff like that. Justifying the sin of Judah, the wrongdoing of Judah, making Judah right no matter what he does in the night. Making Judah right no matter what he say in the night. That is deep. Now, this is what. When she finished, where have she been? In somebody's coffin down in the grave? Judah is killing their brothers by great numbers. Y'all told Ezekiel, let me tell you who they are. Let me tell you, son of man. They was killing each other in the promised land, floating with milk and honey. Wow. Oh, the brothers ain't gonna talk about that because they gone, y'all. They gone. It's this one young man. He ain't no young man. He's about probably my age, older. He might be older than I am. He had got out of the church of Pastor Dow. Those that leave Pastor Dow shall never be the same. And if you ever heard them talk, they are sicker than sick. This young man is directing his page toward every European that he feels that got something to tell us. Let me tell y'all something, tribe of Judah. You go on here, first of all. Second, the last person that the tribe of Judah that are walking in the light and knows the direction to the narrow gate and is heading that way, knows that where we are at in the midnight hour, in such a critical time as this, the last ones you should be listening to is heathens and Gentiles. Y'all told me, Deborah, tell them, don't listen to the heathens and the Gentiles. It's nothing that they have that is equipped to help you in the midnight hour. If they come to tell you and teach you and show you, it's coming to make sure this is destroyed. It's nothing in them. And I begin to say, you know what, Father? I salute that because that's how I feel. He said, the reason why you feel that, because you understand the Gentile time is over. Do y'all understand what the Gentiles' times is over mean? They don't have a chance in hell to hear from the Most High. They don't have a chance in hell to hear from the Most High. Their time is up. He ain't coming for them. Just like I was telling y'all, he ain't finna come to change y'all. He ain't finna come to wake you up. He ain't come to put your tail to sleep. He gonna let you see you're wicked and evil. He's sitting here and then set judgment right in your face, and you run around here talking about somebody bothering you. Well, what about you? You your own worst enemy. What you gonna say about that? What you gonna say about that? All this nonsense in which you're hearing, these killings and these babies dying, this is all orchestrated by the Most High Ahaya. This is still his will. Stop giving people your father's will. You have to be able to honor him, worship him, and serve him as the beginning and the end to all things. Whether it's good or whether it's bad, it's the beginning and the end, and it's called the end game. You got to get with the end game because we ain't in no beginning, y'all. That's why you can't run me to no Torah. You ain't taking me that way. Only way I go through the Torah, if y'all say go there, and I send somebody to tell you what I'm trying to tell you now, so they can give you their experience. He does that. He'll send Solomon. He'll send Abraham. He'll send Ezekiel. He'll always sending prophets. He said, see, if I didn't send all minds to help the tribe of Judah and they killed him, what does that tell you, Deborah? If not Judah sick, that's true. If I came as Yeshua, Hamashiach, Yeshua being the lamb sacrifice, the blood, and I came with him as Emmanuel, the son of Yah, and Yeshua was the son of man, and we came down as one to redeem what belonged back to me. And I get down there, Deborah, guess what they say? Let's kill him. Let's kill him. I'm talking about the tribe of Judah. See how sick the tribe of Judah is? And they telling you they are waking. You's a fool, and you's a fool. You ain't waking to nothing but sorcery, witchcraft, Satanism, evil, and wicked. You have not awakened to spirit and truth, because that's the only thing going to awaken you is spirit and truth. Outside of that, you ain't going to be awakened to nothing but your naive, self-centered, boasting, boosting, pride-minded, no affection, no grace, no mercy, no nothing to share amongst your nation. And they sitting around here thinking that, oh, when they doing this and they doing that. But what about Matthews 24? Nation against nation. That means people against their own people. Well, what's that for? Oh, he lying, right? Oh, he always lying. Let y'all tell it. The Father's always lying. Ain't nothing the Father said is spirit and not spirit and truth. Ain't nothing Father said is right or righteous or just in the eyes of the tribe of Judah. Ain't that sad? Ain't that sad? They always got to add on. They always got to take away. They can't leave him just riding the ride called, or the truck called spirit and truth. They can't deal with that. They got to get their own little truck. Make sure they get a 53 full and pile it up with spirits of people so they can dump them off somewhere. get a ship and put all the people on it and take them way out in dry land. I'm speaking of the mind, y'all. That's where they take you. You ain't gonna get on the truck of spirit and truth. You're gonna get on the truck of man. And you're gonna let him take you so far out to where you ain't gonna never find your way home. And that's why 99.1 million can't find spirit and truth. Because spirit and truth don't want to find them. Because they decided to go in the route of what is unrighteous. And the end game, I have asked people prophets, to dig into the end game. They refuse because they're trying to search your history yesterday. As if that history is going to redeem you. As if that history is going to bring salvation. As if that history is going to bring you Yeshua HaMashiach. Or if that history is going to bring the Ruach HaKodesh. As if that history is the light. As if that history is going to say, tell you what, go this way. Go toward the narrow gate. The history ain't going to do nothing but make you a fool. Because it brings nothing for your spirit. It brings something that your mind can jump rope with. That's what the history of those who talk about history and receipts. Your receipts can't wipe your tail. That's how bad it is. They don't understand this is not your time for fame. This is not your time to be glorified, to be identified as a prophet or a prophetess. Get out of yourself and try stepping into the realm of spirit and truth. If you feel you can't fit into that realm of spirit and truth, you need to stand down of anything, saying that anything that you have anything to do with a higher. You're not going to stand down because in you have built a platform that you're searching to get subscribers and likes and praise over a higher. And see, a lot of y'all don't understand. That's all the people doing is trying to get praise and glory and honor over y'all, so that they can be your idol. Remember back in the days, they idol, they made statues and they worshiped them. But y'all said now, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, all that is the idol. And people go there to get information from people thinking it's strengthening them. It is. It's strengthening your flesh to send your spirit straight to hell come judgment. And that's where he come in. Do you know that the people, when they stood before the Most High, Ahia and Yeshua, and they say, well, I did this in your name, I did this in your name, I did this in your name, and he'd stand there and tell them he never knew them? Because all that was role playing, clown playing. I never knew you. You weren't a part of me. Depart. Get him. Take him out of my face. See how that, all that hard working, all that YouTube, all that Patriots, and all that Facebook, Instagram, leading the multitude way out in the deep to drown. Now you up in glory and you telling him what all you done in his name. Don't you know he know his name? And his name is not what you rumble out of your ugly mouth. For it is spirit and it is truth. And the only way you're going to get it if he's going to take you into his spiritual realm. And only way you're going to get that if you go into the closet. See, that's what people don't understand. You ain't got nothing because you hooping and hollering a name that you trying to mislead people to think that you got. His name is spirit and truth. What are you talking about? It is holy. Holy be thy name. Wait a minute. Hold up, Deborah. What are you saying? Heavenly Father, which art in heaven, holy be thy name. Your name is holy. That means you just can't step on holy ground anytime you ready. You can't step over his holy name. You can't pronounce his holy name because you think you didn't master it. You didn't searched it. You didn't found history to it. You're lost, people, and you're gone. The biggest thing about the title of the message is allowing the elites and the chosen vessels of the Most High in spirit and truth to understand there are things that been bothering you that you've been dealing with and wondering why the thoughts of your spirit, the heart of your spirit, the mind of your spirit is not thinking like the mind of a flesh or the mind or the heart of a flesh. It's thinking in a different area, and you're wondering, well, what is? And then you feel that, wait a minute, maybe you missing something wrong with you. No, baby, you the one. You the one. You remember in Matrix, he was running all over the place, all over the place. Couldn't believe that. Oh, you the one. So Sister Deborah is coming to tell you the reason why you are confused, why you're seeing and feeling things through the spirit realm totally different is because you the one. You the one. You the one. He said, if it was so, it will fool the very elect. Why? Because the elects, the way he mold them through the clay, oh, they can't be fooled. They can't be fooled. They cannot be fooled. So what I'm saying is there are a lot of issues that has taken place and will continue to take place. I think it's wet outside for us, the grass, I'm sorry. A lot of things that have taken place and continue to take place. It's all well in Sister Deborah because it's like this here. I was thinking, I said, okay, Father, I'm going to tell these people exactly what you're saying. 90%. You know what he told me? He said, but I need you to go back. I said, okay, take me there. He said, go back to Deuteronomy 28. And he said, always keep this in mind, Deborah. I knew that you would be existent in this day and time. But I want you to understand, I have given you the spirit of endurance. You know what else he blessed me with, you all? He said, I have branded you for my name's sake. Not for Deborah's name's sake, but for his name's sake. Isn't that beautiful? To hear the Father say that I've given you the endurance spirit and I have branded you for my name's sake. So Sister Deborah, no matter how Sister Deborah go out, it ain't on this side, it don't matter, baby. Let me just see the New Jerusalem. I don't even need to see the promised land. Just take me to the New Jerusalem. That's it. Ain't nothing else meaning nothing to me. You see? Okay, this is where he wanted me to go back to. And it was Deuteronomy 28. He said, I want you to look at what verse 34. I want you to hold that dear to you to let you know at all times, I have never forgotten you. And I have not, it ain't that I have you out there. But when I said until they are destroyed, that means you too. Let me say that to y'all again. He said, even though throughout Deuteronomy, end game is until they are destroyed. So they don't get it, Deborah. They had to boast and pride-minded and ego and self-centered, self-motivated. He said they got all them different diseases for us, mental, going on with them. A lot of them been on all kind of substance and all kind of drinking and alcohol and all kind of drug substance. They all been in type of lives that led them minds to be the way that it is because they have forsaken me a long time ago and trying to catch up with me, and I cannot be found. The only way they have some connection is when I send the angels to seal them in the forehead. Outside of that, let them fall. He was really telling the angels when you start to destroy, whatever you do is good and dandy as long as mine's sealed. And sealing them don't mean that they won't fall dead. Sealing them meaning giving his approval. These are people who are going to enter into the New Jerusalem, y'all. Dead or alive. Their spirit is coming with y'all. That's why he's having them to seal them in the spirit, y'all. He's not telling them to seal them in the flesh. He's telling them to put the seal, not on their fleshly forehead, but in their spiritual forehead. An angel is a spirit. He ain't come to get a something in the flesh and put a sign here saying you y'all. No, it's in their spirit or they sealed. It's in their spirit. It's where they are sealed. Now, he's telling them to seal them. And those that are sealed, guess what? Even Satan knows it's time to stand down off of them. But I got a whole host of them. The tribe of Judah that joined me. And woo, I got his whole army. The tribe of Judah. That's what the devil is proud of. It's ideal. He didn't even have to work hard. Because these people have been disobedient to their creator from the beginning of time. Satan sitting over there and said, I didn't even have to work hard for them. They came my way easy, even to today. Look how our people support our people doing all kind of wicked and evil. Look how our men are supporting our men in this hate spirit that's on them and this wicked and evil spirit that they have against their women. Look at all these things that's happening, and we okay it as a people. I'm saying it's the tribe of Judah. I don't okay that mess, but I'm just still saying how the tribe of Judah is partaking in all of that. I mean, okaying it, saluting it, embracing it, and calling everybody else some evil and wicked outside of themselves. Only way the world can be evil and wicked is the tribe of Judah have to be the worst. That's something y'all don't get. Why is the tribe? Let me explain something to you. The reason why the tribe of Judah is the worst is because they are connected to being the children of Yah. You get what I'm saying? And you know how they said the pastor got the worstest kids? Okay. Judah is the worst of the worst. Why? Because Jacob, before he died, he said, Judah, I'm telling you, your brothers, your siblings is looking up to you. What are they looking up to? What is Judah looking down? So why you think that these different other tribes are looking to Judah as something positive? Come on now, y'all. No, they're looking at Judah for what he is. Sick in his mind. Seeing him for what he is. Now, this is what the Most High wanted me, and he wants me to seal this in my spirit, which I know that he probably already done sealed it because I have went here several times. In Deuteronomy 28 and 34, he said he's trying to say something to those who have embraced the curse of Deuteronomy 28. They have went into Deuteronomy, and the Ruach HaKodesh has met them there. Let me say that again. They have went into Deuteronomy 28, and the Ruach HaKodesh has met them there and taught them Deuteronomy 28 from the beginning of it to the end. If you listen to the beginning, it reminds me of Genesis chapter 1. At the beginning, everything he created, he saw that was good. If you go to Deuteronomy 28, verse 1, you can see how Yah is pleading with us, how much he cares for us. How can he say all these good things and love on us like this and what we do? Now, if you don't, these things I will do if you don't. How did we escape all that care and that grace and that mercy and that give and gave he has given us in Deuteronomy 28 at the beginning? Because we care nothing about that beginning and how y'all feel about us. And what is it that's going on in the mind of Judah that cannot embrace the way he cares about us? Because they're gone, y'all. They didn't lose it. I'm gonna tell y'all something. They didn't lose it. Dang, I don't understand why it just meant that they just ain't gonna get it. They didn't lose it when they got over to the land of their oppressors. To Yah, the land of their oppressors were a place where Yah felt that they needed a taste of their own honey. That's why they over here in the land of the oppressors. He began to tell Ezekiel, this is how they were in the promised land. But I'm sending them on the four corners to land that is like unto the way that they are. I'm sending them to the land that is like unto the way that they are. 100 times 1 trillion Hebrew Israelite would wipe that out. They don't accept that. They don't accept that. They don't accept the end game of Deuteronomy 28. They don't accept nothing but the ships and the oppressed. Every word that speaks about them being oppressed and the ship. So because they accept those pieces there, that's one sign showing that they got a mental issue, a serious mental issue. When Omar Johnson be talking about, they saying our children got ADD. They saying our children got a slow mentality. They saying our children, yes, guess what, y'all? Guess what? They are not lying. They are not lying. These men is a lie and the truth are not in them. Men that has taken on alcohol, drugs of any kind. They don't understand the seeds rest in them. So whenever they take all these substances, it rests in their sperms, which is their blood, which is their seed. And it causes the children to have all kinds of mental issues. It causes them to have learning disability. A lot of these men won't even tell you the history of their fathers that has been hooked up in their bloodline, alcohol, drugs of all kind of substance. And you think that you're going to get good, you're going to get delivered from drugs, and your seeds is not going to disperse the effect of what you took in your body? Yes, yes, yes. So when you, let me explain to what I'm saying now. Let me get you there. So when the Father Ahia says, I shall visit the iniquity of the father for generations. Now, watch this here. After that fourth generation, guess what? If that fourth generation continue, which most likely it will, then it'll go into another four and another four and another four. Why? It's because it's coming down what? The Father's word in the Bible, his word, the forefathers. The ways are of the forefathers. He didn't say nothing about the mothers, because the mother's too ignorant to know that this don't have nothing to do with you, y'all. This between man and the Father. Because a lot of things she thinking that is her fault and it has something to do with her. Baby. My whole life is a living testimony and not a dead one. I know what y'all is saying. I embrace everything he says in spirit and truth. I embrace it. And when he come in spirit and truth and he began to say, Ezekiel, tell her. David, come here. Kind of tell her over there too. Hey, Solomon, see if you can tell her. I don't listen to y'all. Y'all ain't telling me nothing. Y'all ain't got nothing to say to me because y'all can't speak spirit and truth. Y'all don't understand spirit and truth, and y'all don't know spirit and truth. It is the way to the narrow gate. It is the light. He said, and very what? Very what? Many? No, he said very few shall find. So it's a mission that you go on, that you find it. Once you find it, you there. You there. And it's called spirit and truth. So as I continue in this walk, I realize that I agree with everything the Ruach HaKodesh is teaching me. I don't care what. When it's, you know what? I'm telling you something else about the Ruach. When it's chastising me and discipline me, you think I buckle up against it? No. I salute. It's chastising. Anything he say to me to try to discipline me, you know, he has gotten on me about my ex-husband as far as not using his nakedness against him. And here it is today. That was about, what, probably 16, 17 years ago. I still can't seem to not use it. And he said, you keep it up. I mean, let it go. Because the nakedness was showing you who he is in the spirit realm. So you can't go into the spirit realm and use it against anyone. You can go into the spirit realm and speak and teach, and like I'm saying to you all, but you can't go in the spirit realm and use what you know in the light against someone that's in the dark. That means that you can't use it against them. You can speak it as a prophecy, as a warning, but you can't use it. And that's what I have always had a hard time doing. But every time I'm always going before the throne, give me the strength to turn away and not use. I did it really well for about 4, 5, maybe 6 years. But then every time I'm dealing with his children and dealing with him, it brings me right back to the nakedness. And I have used it, and I'm gonna tell y'all I have. And guess what? If I continue to repent and still continue to use it, I'm getting my tail tore up from the floor by the Most High. He already warned me. Just keep that mess up. Just keep it up. Because What he wants you to do with spirit and truth is bring out and bring forth warning, prophecy, prophesy. He don't want you to use it as if it's a tool. I see prophets and prophetess prophesying as if it's all in their power to curse someone, to send someone to hell, to choose hell for them, as if the judgment of the Most High Yah been given 100% to them. And when they see a higher, he and Yeshua, they're not going to have to say anything. It's going to be based on the judgment you placed on somebody. No, no, that is not of Yah. That also is sorcery and witchcraft and Satanism. They don't know it, but it is. It's showing you that you're trying to imitate the will of the Father. We have to leave things in his hand and in his control. We need to usher the power back to the hand and the authority in which it comes from. Stop trying to take it and you see people who saying they're prophets and prophetess wearing out topics, because the topics they're wearing out is against an individual. Yah is not sending you to wear out an individual. He wants you to wear out spirit and truth. He wants you to wear out warning, but he don't want you to just rest. Your whole mission is to judge an individual and stay on them till you can't stay on them no more. That is not, now you're not in the spirit of righteousness. You're in the spirit of unrighteousness, because you're there to give a right now word and a warning, okay? And speak prophecies in which has already been spoken, and a right now word of Yah for the people today, because that's what they yearn for. But do they take it? No, they don't have no part in it, because they enjoy their flesh being satisfied. So this is what the Father gave me. He said, Deborah, I want you to hold firm to Deuteronomy 28. And in Deuteronomy 28 and 34, it says, so that thou shalt be mad. He's saying, I have to, listen to this, y'all. I have to be mad, meaning I have to get to the level of where the tribe of Judah is and going to be, okay? For the sight of thy eyes, which thou shalt see. I'm there, y'all. I'm there. From what I see, and I've been hooping and hollering for the last 2-3 years that this stuff is going on, this is going on, this is on, and I'm going mad. I am. Even though you look at me and I look normal, but I'm going mad here, because it does something to me to know that they are so distanced from anything righteous and just, but label everybody partake in a tribe of Judah shooting people, and then a heathen shoot people, and then another heathen shoot people, not a Gentile shoot people, but yet he's going to okay Judah because he didn't kill the 10 that he shot. Ooh, by his grace and his mercy and his will that took place before the foundation of the world, the 10 that this man has wounded, whether he killed them or not, they have died somewhere in them, inside of them, from the incident that took place, period. A lot of people think you're not destroyed until you've given up your last breath. Oh no, baby, you can destroy a whole family, shoot somebody mother, shoot somebody father, shoot somebody brother, shoot somebody sister, brother. You have ruined the whole family. The family is not the same. So you killed their spirit. So even though he shot 10, why would a witchcraft be spoken and sorcery and demonic spirits telling somebody that the earth is judging the other race by allowing them to kill? And this one the black guy did, it didn't. Oh my Yah. Oh my Yah. The way that your people are talking is off the chain, y'all. It is, woo, you got to know it's gone. So Omar Johnson, I don't know if any of y'all ever heard of him. He got more than probably $750,000 money invested in him to start a school, and he hasn't started anything. He's a Pan-Africa believer in consciousness. He's not really hooked up on a hiker. He ain't into all that. He's so far from anything righteous. So our men really believe Another thing, in spite of them being the worstest, I realized that according for us to be the worstest, we would have to be the dumbest, because whenever the Creator have chosen you as His, and you on these other platforms talking, it's you own it, and you're going to dictate it, and it's going to be the way you see it, the way you teach it, the way you preach it, your wisdom and your knowledge. He told you not to idol, and what you do, the first thing you get is idol gods. These camps, these cults, these black leaders, males, and there are some females, same way, females in that too. They are doing all kind of things, and there's not a pin needle of light in what they're talking. There's not a pin needle that says, go here a little bit. That's the way to the narrow gate. Nothing. Pitch, sorcery, witchcraft, and Satanism. That's it. Wicked and evil, for the days of wicked and evil. So you think he ain't got the days of wicked and evil covered? If he said it, he meant it. It's going to be, and it is. You see? So it's when he telling me about Deuteronomy 28, he's getting me prepared that everything you see where? You seeing it in its purest form, that I have suffered you to see it. Our people are so far gone. I wouldn't even listen to none of them. The one young man that came out of, he ain't no young man. Yeah, he's middle. He's my age. He's older than I am, but he was talking about he transferred people to Europeans. You need to go and let them preach and teach to you. You need to go and listen to her, Karen. You need to go. Yah said, Deborah, that's where you know they're gone. And you see a lot of our men doing that. They're turning back to the vomit. They're turning back, licking their own vomit up. Another thing, I don't know if you all, I think I might quote his name wrong, Dr. Rishaw, or Riashaw, or something like that. Sometimes when the news is on my phone, I get a clip. He covers every incident that happens here in the United States. And it's almost like a news. And he's a black man. And it hurt me last night. It hurt me dearly to see what I saw. He was covering the case of the 20 some odd children being killed in Texas. That is a horrible, wicked, evil thing that was portrayed, that actually took place. When he was covering that, okay, and he talked about it and so on. So I heard him talk about it and everything. Late last night, I heard him cover an incident regarding a European, a heathen, let me put him like that, who leads a church and been the pastor of the church for, I think, like 18 years, no, longer than 18 years. Well, he was standing on the pulpit announcing his resignation because he was found to have, he called it committed adultery. So as he was doing the white man was doing his whole overall of what had happened, and that he had to stand down as a pastor because he had committed adultery and so and so. And all of a sudden, this European and her husband stood up. They came up to the pulpit to tell the people in the church while he was standing up there what had happened. And she said, ever since when I think she was 13, 14, somewhere in there, that he had molested her. And throughout her life for 3 or 4 years, that he had did all kind of things that a young girl at that age should never have had done. And ever since then, and this lady now, I think she's 30 something, and she was saying 36, I think, and she was saying that All these years, it has had problems in high school, since she got married, in college. She said she's been having all kind of issues, even want to commit suicide, knowing that these things took place to her when she was young and that he got away with it. So her husband got up there, he said something, he said something. Guess what Dr. Rashad was doing? The reason why I pinpointed his channel to look at it, not because I'm listening to him. And I don't. Every now and then I do. Every now and then, maybe once, maybe twice a month. The only reason why I was listening to him is because on his page, it showed him crying, taking tissue and he crying. So I said, I wonder what he's crying about. I wonder what he's crying about. You know what? He covered what took place with the other shooting to the store in Buffalo. He covered that too. I've seen him cover that one. And what confused me was I didn't see him drop a tear. Why is it he didn't drop a tear for the children that just got murdered? But he drops a tear because in a white church, a pastor admit that he committed adultery, which he's being investigated, because it's not that you commit adultery, you committed rape and other things to underage children back in the days. So it's not adultery. You did more than just adultery, you see? But do you know that girl and her husband, that lady and her husband came up, and do you know that man had the audacity to drop tears? Europeans. Now, don't get me wrong. It could have hit a core in his life. I don't know. But how is it that these elderly people got killed in the store? You ain't drop a tear. You wonder where the minds of the tribe of Judah. And the father said, now see, I wanted you to put those pieces together, Deborah, so you can see. It's finished, Deborah. This is how close Judah is, 90% gone. And they can say what they want. They can think what they want. Until they hit that 100, then Yah is not coming to bring them out of no situation. So if you wonder why Matthew's 24 talking about war, not wars, a nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom, that's racial wars. That's tribe of Judah against the tribe of Judah. All these different ones got positions and got theirs, and one trying to outbeat the other one on YouTube, on Facebook. It's the same war. It's not a war that's going against Russia and China or United States. It's a war within a country. We in America, it's going to be fighting wars right here in America. So it's going to have a reason why they're going to see us over here with all the chaos. They're going to put all kind of things, when they had us putting this on and all of that, and this shot and all of that, they're going to bring all of that back to this country. Why do you think they bring in those people over in Ukraine, and they're trying to get some from over in Africa? They're trying to bring the multitude over here to be able to destroy them all on this land. And a lot of people don't even understand it. This is all set up. This is all because when they do, because don't remember the Bible speaks of us of going, people going to be returning back to their homeland. So why are people returning to United States? Why are people coming here? Look like everybody should be going back home, as the biblical book have spoken. Because those who know what's going on, they're returning. Those who don't, they don't understand. They thinking they coming over to the great old America and they gonna get it. They setting y'all tails up from the floor up so that all the ones they want to destroy from their country would be over here when they nuke this place. You see what I'm saying? They setting it up from the floor. And everybody running around here playing lolly, lolly, lolly in the lolly, lolly, lolly land and agreeing with everybody on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all this mess, and don't even understand you ain't doing nothing but idling and worshiping men. and women. That's all. So I wanted to tell you about that guy because the father wanted me to get something out of that. He said, now, you know, he covered the shooting at the store where all the black people were killed. And they covered the one yesterday with the other. He said, but look at this. And I was like, looking, I said, why is he crying? So I said, let me key on here and look. This man is crying because this white pastor molested this woman who now 36 when she was 13 and 14, and you hooping and crying. Black man on nationwide television. Internet. And I'm like, but you can't cry for nothing else. Gone. They gone. So when Sister Deborah had an issue about 3.5 years ago of seeing our brothers all on the streets, and I said, so this is what the Hebrew Israelites says is our kings and our leaders. These is out on the streets. They're not in their homes trying to take care of nothing on a job or on a workplace. Drinking and drunk and drugged. Do you really believe, you all, that God is going to consider anything that took place in this land as something that you can justify and clarify and identify as the issue of who you are? No, he's not. He's not going to okay you come standing in front of him from judgment. And a lot of people say we'll cross that bridge, Sister Deborah, when we get there. But get me that one thing they forgot: you ain't gonna have no bridge to cross, because it's not gonna be for you to cross. You gonna already know where you going. You see, so it ain't gonna be no bridge there for you to cross. See, that's what's sad about the tribe of Judah in the is they don't understand. You are 90% destroyed mentally. And if once you go mentally 100, that is the only time a higher is coming to get what's his. He's already warned you of what you're going to be doing in Luke. Okay? Like the days of Noah. He even said, and on top of the days of Noah, it's going to be like the days of Lot. So that letting you know what was going on in Lot. See, a lot of people don't want to accept that. Not the tribe of Judah. Oh, they ain't gonna accept it. Oh no. But the truth be told, like I told y'all, we got 75 to 80% of our men in the closet, out of the closet, and all around the closet. Whether they married or unmarried or whatever, y'all just don't know. Maybe that you don't know, because he said that my people perish due to the lack of knowledge. But he said the knowledge that they're lacking is because they reject. You see, it's nothing more important in life outside of truth. Nothing. You would rather deal with somebody that's telling you truth than somebody that's telling you a lie. But because you are in the flesh, guess what? You prefer the lie because it supplies your flesh what it needs. That's what you yearn for. That's what you prefer. Okay? So Sister Deborah, would say this, that the tribe of Judah, you're gone 90%. And nope, saying that the tribe of Judah is there at 90%, it's not to heal Judah, y'all. It's not to build Judah up. It's not to get crooked straight. It's not to tell them to watch out, because what they have done is in their wicked and dark hours, as of you speak this day, they have closed their spirit up for anything that's spirit and truth, anything that really rests in righteous. And they have decided that the only route that they're going to go is the route that Yah has already predestined. And in them, they think it's a route that they have chose, but they don't understand. No, baby, you're going straight into that route where he said, until you are destroyed. That is the end game of the curse itself. Now, after you are destroyed, Yah comes and get what is his. Take them through the wilderness, and send them on their way toward the promised land. Okay? Now you're gonna be led by him. Okay? But the thing about it is, Those that still in the rectum of Babylon, they're going to remain there. Just like he said, the days of Noah, even until that very hour in which it start raining, will the tribe of Judah realize they have been left behind. Yes, they're not coming out of Babylon rectum and the evil ways that rest here on this land, because it's too much like they want to live. It's too much the way they have lived. You see? It's too much. Y'all don't understand. Everybody y'all sent to warn them, to give them a revelation. They killed them. And you thinking the tribe of Judah is all this and that. Now, this is what they did before they even got over here to this land. You see? See, these were a people that was like this before this land. So can they blame this land? No, because the land that you're on is the curse of the mighty right hand of my Father. It's not the curse of the heathens and the Gentile. It is the curse of my Father. And when you realize that, that'll take you to understanding the end game. And then you say, let me tell y'all how I see the end game. I see the end game as beautiful, okay? Because I can actually see and feel within myself, even as I speak to you. I'm not denying it. He is correct. Because he said in Deuteronomy 28 and 34, Deborah, you're going to grow mad for what you're going to see in your sight. And I'm already there. I'm already there. You see? So I know that he ain't lying. So what I see my other people that's in the tribe of Judah, they're heavily into lies, things that's going to make them feel okay about lying. They're trying to get everything to satisfy them right now and here. They ain't looking for the end game that I'm going to walk out. Watch this here. Watch this here. Sister Deborah, know the end game? Okay, I had no problem being destroyed, Father, here, because you already told me, you have sealed me. You have branded me for your name's sake. And then you give me the endurance to be able still to walk right, even once I'm destroyed here, because I'm not destroyed in my spirit, man. So therefore, now listen to this. I can embrace, salute the curse and the judgment that's on us as a people right here and today. You see what I'm saying? So when I do that, I am looking at the ideal. I don't care about live or die. I care about the fact that what is my Father's next step is to come collect what is his. But he will not come for you, tribe of Judah, until you are fully destroyed here. When you are fully destroyed here, that's when he see your hands up. You see? That's when he see that your hands have surrendered, because you are gone. Whether you believe it or not, you are gone. Anytime you sit and watch people do all the wicked and evil on the face of the earth and call another race, they doing this to us, they did it, and can't see the evil within their own nation, you're gone. You are gone. The heathens, you all don't understand why Sister Deborah don't really expound on the heathens. Why? Because they don't have y'all no more. Y'all ain't coming for them. Do y'all get it? They're going to die in Babylon, with Babylon. They ain't going nowhere. Their children, and everything that they have is going to go down. So they don't have any hope in the Most High, a higher. That's why they're doing so much of what they're doing, evil, and trying to cover it up. Oh, I'm going to do this underground, and I'm going to make this way. I'm going to take people organs. I'm going to clone. I'm going to do all this stuff, and I'm going to counteract who he is. He's coming to destroy all that mess. Y'all, he's coming to destroy all that. The beauty of it all is also when Yeshua come for his. It's on, y'all. When Yeshua come for his, it's going to be on. That's another beauty. But he's gonna do a thing with separating, and this is why I'm telling y'all, don't get messed up. Now, this is what I'm saying. Go do your study. Yeshua is gonna separate the sheep And he's not saying sheeps with an S on it. Why? Because his blood will bring all the heathens into one, into the Father, and we all become one. So it's called, he's going to separate the sheeps from the goats with an S. He's going to separate. Do you know who that is? The sheeps from the goat? That's from the 12 tribes. He's going to separate. So when you're thinking he's coming for you, baby. Without that blood and that power of Christ's right hand, ushering the spirit of the Ruach to uphold you, so you won't be blameless. You will be blameless in Yah. You out there just like goats. He's talking to the Hebrew Israelites. To me, I see you as goats with an S. But when I see you in me, I see you as one sheep. Y'all don't get it. But maybe one day, soon, I hope, because it's not that much time left. So I, Sister Deborah, hope that you got something out of what I was saying. I haven't been able to really look toward the live chat, but I appreciate everyone coming and tuning in. And I love you all. And I hope you get something out of it. And I want to share with you all something that many of you all really don't understand. When Yah send his prophets, he's not sending his prophets to the heathens. So when you hear Sister Deborah never really expounding and getting on top of the hilltop regarding the heathens and the Gentiles, it's because I'm a prophetess in the wilderness. Everything he taught me of the tribe, especially the tribe of Judah. I give him all glory and honor because he gives me the insight of them. My calling is not to go warn the heathens, to tell the heathens, well, you better do this, you better do this. Their time is up. They don't have a chance in hell. He ain't coming to deal with them. He ain't coming to redeem the tribe of Judah, because he already redeemed. He already did what he was going to do. When did he do it? In the end game. Something you don't hear the men nor the women preaching and teaching. It's an end game. The end game of Deuteronomy 28 will allow you to step into the realm of his next step. But they don't want to accept the end game. The end game is that the tribe of Judah is destroyed here. So that after they destroy it, what do that mean? They got their hands goes up. And why are their hands going up? This is a spiritual thing, y'all. They surrender. And now they wait. Because Yah, after that time, get what's he in. Get them out of Babylon. You see what I'm saying? That's it. But the end game is that this destroyed. And if you cannot see the tribe of Judah is 90% destroyed, that's on you. I had to explain to my son the other day. He came to my house and he was talking to me about he had got some money and he wanted to invest it in a business, and he wanted me to bring my business into his so that we can come into one. And I told him I wanted him to speak to his fiance and y'all come to the conclusion of what you want to do. So he did, and they decided to not go into the business, but pay off the loan that he got. Not pay it off, but to give it back, which I don't think that's a very intelligent situation, is giving it back to them. I don't think that's, but I do have the respect for their choice. So what I did is I gave him the end game. If you're thinking that everything's going to be peachy keen 2, 3, 4 years from now, you're lost without a cause, son. You know, see, because everybody is doing exactly, let me show you something. I'm going to show you exactly what's going on. And this could help a lot of people who don't know about this here. I'm going to show you exactly what's going on. And I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. But I accept what the Father says before I accept any human being. I ain't gonna, let me stop saying I'm sorry, because I'm not sorry about that. Okay. In Luke 17, and what verse was it? Luke 17 and 27. No, Luke 17 and verse 26. I know I covered this before, but y'all gave it to me again today, so I got it right here. And that was what I was going over before I got on live too. I went over that. And Luke chapter 17 and verse 26. And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. That means when Yeshua comes, he's going to find everybody walking the same and conducting the same mindset as the days of Noah. So when I go back to the days of Noah, Father Ahiah, explain to the people what you are saying unto them. Go back, Deborah, to Genesis 6. Explain to them the way that the people were. In spirit and truth, give them the word. In Genesis chapter 6, in spite of all the men taking as many women or daughters as they please, we know that there was a lust and a sexual disbursement of enjoyment and having a good time going on, okay? But y'all wants me to cover how bad it was. Verse 5, Genesis chapter 5, chapter 6, Genesis chapter 6, verse 5. And y'all saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that y'all don't get it, do you? Y'all don't get it. Every imagination of their thoughts of his heart was only and only and only evil continually. So when it tells you in the New Testament, as they call it, about in Luke 17 and verse Luke 17 and verse 26, and as it was back in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. What it's going to be like? 100% wicked and evil. Every thoughts, along with the things they're going to be doing. Let's get to that. Verse 27. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage. And it sounds like he's telling you what the men were doing. They did eat, they did drink, they married wives. Sound like it's males, don't it? Watch this here. They were given in marriage until the day of Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came. And what sister say? The tribe of Judah is what? And when the flood came and destroyed them all. Hallelujah. That is also the end game of the curse of Deuteronomy 28. Now, then he drops to verse 28, and then it tells you, likewise, ever tell him about it, tell it, give it to him. This is Yeshua talking. Likewise, also as it was in the days of Lot. Notice, nor, okay, Father, I hope I can be able to say it. I'm going to try to hold on it. Let me read that. Verse 28, likewise, also as it was in the days of Lot. They did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted. Don't a lot of people telling y'all plant your garden, plant, build you some type of house, get you something and build it and live in it and do the, watch this here in 28. Likewise, also it was in the days of Lot. We know Sodom and Gomorrah. They ate, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they plant, they built, but the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstones from heaven. And what did it do? The same thing I'm telling y'all in Deuteronomy 28, the end game. What did it do? Can somebody tell me in the live chat? Because you don't know. Let me tell you what it did. It says, and destroy them all. Y'all messing with the wrong one. When you mess with my Father, Ahiah, you done messed with the wrong one. You messed up from the floor up. You're messed up from the floor. That's why he said, Deborah, I ain't come to make the crooked straight. No, the straight crooked. Look, watch. I ain't come to remove nothing that he is. Because it was in me in the heavens. I saw it. I knew of it. See, they thinking he seeing things as days go on. Oh, this black man, he didn't kill the 10 people, he just shot him. What the crap are these people talking about? Now, this is what I haven't forgotten, y'all. This is what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. In the book of Luke, chapter 17, Yeshua did something that's very powerful. Yeshua just spoke to Sister Deborah, and I didn't see it, y'all. I will like to say that I really didn't see it, but he spoke it to me when I was giving it to you. When he said, likewise, mean just like the days of Noah, likewise also it was like that in the days of Lot. Guess what he's talking about? Y'all don't get it. Men have hid the fact that in Genesis 6, they have hid it under the characteristics of giants. Ahia said they are liars, and the truth is not in them. He said they were practicing lust, hoarding, and sexual desires among the children of the females, of the men that was having daughters born. So it was all kind of ages, even before the age. So what happened in Lot? They were what? Young boys and men. Isn't that deep? He's telling you, don't let them try to throw you that it was about giants, the fallen angels. He said, don't let them come whoop that stuff on you because you're taught from the wilderness. Hadn't he not taken me to the wilderness to teach me, I probably would believe every mess these men on this devil platform said. But because he taught me from a holy distance, a place that he had prepared to teach me the things that he was teaching me, they can't fool me. You see, they can't get one over. Now, see here in Luke chapter 17, it's connecting the days of Noah with the days of Lot, being like unto one another when the Son of Man comes. Ain't that deep, y'all? That's letting you know, Deborah, they're going to have a homosexual to the highest of the utmost. They're going to be men. It's talking to men. Y'all got to get this. He's talking to men. Men are going to be doing these things, Deborah. Yes, the women are going to be included because according for them to do all these sexual acts and some of the things that they're going to be doing, I'm telling you, they're going to be marrying wives. So the wives is separate from the action of the ones that's going to be doing it, which it says, and they're going to be marrying wives. That's how the women are going to be included. You see? Get a grip, y'all. When the Son of Man comes for what is his, this is what he's going to find happening. But he know who his is. They're not going to be found in this. He's going to take his up out of here. And all this mess that's going to be going on, it's going to be right here in this day. It's already taking place right before your eyes. That's why he says there is a spirit on men. And it's a hatred spirit, a hate spirit, but it's covered with wicked and evil. And they walk around here, we the people, use the food, and use the food. So here in Luke 17, y'all read it, verse 26, 27, and 28, and 29. 29 talks about the days of Lot, connecting it with the days of Noah, letting you know homosexual, y'all gonna be out there on the high rise. They're going to be having feast days and gatherings, telling y'all we having special days because in Torah they did it. Tell them, kick their tails to the curb, kick rocks, get your tail out of here with that mess. Your heart's not right. You see, your spirit not right. Get on away from here with all that mess, joining in on all that crap so that they can continue this wickedness throughout the time of their visitation, where he's going to destroy this. He's not going to destroy it. He's going to let them destroy their own. And that's what's happening. Judah is destroyed 90%. Now, here in Luke chapter 17, I'm going to hold on this dear. I really am. I'm going to really hold on to this to my heart. Okay. And it says in verse 30, Luke 17 and verse 30, even thou shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. So let me tell you something. He's going to be revealed while they in their sin. And they're not going to be able to be included, child. They so ignorant. They so stupid. They don't even know that. They thinking that, now listen to this. Yeshua is sitting here telling you where their hearts and minds going to be when he come. So where are you at? If he telling you where they going to be when he come, where do you think they at today? You see? They there, y'all. They there. And they know they there. And they don't care. They never cared. Now, the thing about it in verse 30, it says, even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. Now, 31 is what I like. This is me, y'all. It says in 31, in that day, hallelujah. See how we wrapping that day into this day? See how it is? In that day. I get a message on in that day. They didn't get it then, they ain't gonna get it. In that day is very potent. In time is the game, end game. In that day is end game time. Hallelujah. Listen to this. In 31, in that day, he which shall be upon the housetop and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return. Because guess what? It ain't going to be about what you running to collect, what I need to get. You either going to be right when you on the housetop, or you going to be out there on the housetop. Either you're going to be right while you in the field, or you just going to be out in the field. Which one? If you're right, he's going to take you. But if you're not, you're going to be left right there. That close. And Yeshua was teaching that, was giving that in Luke 17 and 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. I love it because I like how he said they're going to be building and planting, selling and buying. Exactly. And you know what? I'm telling y'all something that's sad. I'm going to tell you something that's really deep. A lot of us are looking for the heathens to be doing those things to justify and to clarify that that's who he's talking to. Yeshua was coming for us, and he's talking to us, and we want to swing it when we want to get away from what is truth, spirit and truth. We'll swing it over there to the heathen. He's talking to you. If that's not what they're doing today, I don't know what is. They're doing exactly that. And the homosexual lifestyle amongst our men is so high level to the women and the men have closed their eyes to what is actually going on. They close their eyes to it. They can close their eyes, their nose, their mouth, their ears, their butt. They can close whatever they want. It's on. So I, Sister Deborah, say I appreciate each and every last one of you tuning in. And I will say that I will be back. So I hope you all got something out of it and stay connected to that word. Because when people come talking about, oh, when you need to plant this, you need to do this, you need to do that, look there and see. Then Yeshua himself said, when I come, these are the things they're going to be doing. But because they're doing it, it's because they still wicked and evil. That's what he's saying. He ain't saying they doing these things out of just and righteous and good. These are people who's going to be doing all kind of wickedness. And these are the things they're going to be doing because they're going to think they can prepare for their way. They really do. They thinking they preparing their way and they going somewhere. In spite of what all they doing, like the days of Lot. He said they're going to be doing it, Deborah, every all the way up until the time I come and I go. They're going to still be doing it. Isn't that deep? So you thinking that you're going to run around here and run with these men on these platforms and these women? You're idling them. Those are the idols for today. Not for today in this day. So I, Sister Deborah, would say to you, I appreciate you all and I love you. And I will be back. Shalom and shalom. And praise the Most High Ahaya. Shalom.